Today on MTG Unpacked, it is the final guild of the Ravnica Allegiance guild kits we're going through, and that is Azorius. So Azorius is white and blue, and these guys here, we have Ajani and Jace to represent those colors. Let's move them out of the way here. They won't be needed for any pack blessings, so let's take a look here. We have the Azorius Senate. Welcome to the Azorius Senate. Your membership has been approved through all proper channels. This box contains your official law enforcement kit and an insignia representing your new authority. Let justice be your guiding light. You get a deck box, a pin, 5 double-sided tokens, guild-themed insert, 60-card deck, a sticker, and a spin down. Alright, so let's get stuck into it. Leave a note in the comments. Have you been anxiously awaiting this one or one of the other guilds? Let me know. I'm curious what you think. Alright, so we'll get stuck into it. And here is the sticker. So what does this say? Oh, no, I thought it was writing, but it's... Oh, unless it's some secret script. Looks like an Illuminati type thing. If you can read this, leave a note in the comments what it says. And a cool deck box here. Really liking how they do these, the nice colors there. Put some sleeves, guild themed sleeves on your decks, and then you're cooking. Okay, Azorius Senate standards of behavior, yada yada yada. So they're trying to get some legalese here, and if you can read that, I'm sure it's all very interesting. But let's take a look at what we get in the deck here. So a whole bunch of cards from Return to Ravnica, Dissension, Ravnica Allegiance, Dragon's Maze even. And there we go. So that is the full deck if you were wanting to put that together. And here we have a cool, I think that's Lavinia. This is a mini artwork poster. Okay, so let's dig into it. We get a dice, very nice, and a pin. So let's get a closer look at this pin here. If we can ever focus, there we go. Look at that, nice quality pin. Pretty cool. Alright, so we'll move these aside and take a look at the foil card on the top here. So we have Isperia, Supreme Judge, legendary creature, Sphinx, 6/4, 4/6 mana with flying. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. And it's a mythic. Very cool. Always interesting to see these weird and wonderful sphinxes. Okay, so let's get stuck into the main deck, and we'll start off with the mana base, see what we get. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty much the same as all the rest. Okay, so put those there. And I'm really liking the artwork on these lands. I think those are going to be popular. Might even make the prices of the decks worth more in the long run. So let's take a look. We have Azorius Chancery, so it enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. You can tap it for a plains and an island. So a bit of a 2-for-1 there. And you're going to get 4 of those, yep. And Azorius Guildgate enters tapped for either a plains or an island. We're going to get 4 of these. Exactly. And then the plains, I like what they've done here with these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. And then the islands, so new artwork here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're expecting. Well, let's get stuck into the main deck here. What do we got here? This is Pride of the Clouds, creature elemental cat, 1/1 for 2 mana with flying. Pride of the Clouds gets +1/+1 for each other creature with flying on the battlefield, and it has forecast. So what is that? 2 in the plains and an island. Reveal Pride of the Clouds from your hand, and you get to create a 1/1 white and blue bird creature token with flying. Activate this ability only during your upkeep and only once each turn. And looks like some old school artwork there. I bet that's from one of the older sets. Next we have a Sphinx of Foresight. Creature Sphinx 4/4 for 4 mana. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. As flying at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. So this is one of the newer ones. That would be standard legal in the current standard. Ravnica of the 10th. Legendary creature, human soldier 4/4 for 5 mana. Has protection from red. So when Ravnica of the 10th enters the battlefield, detain each non-land permanent your opponents control with converted mana cost 4 or less. So what does this mean? Until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. Alrighty, Wind Reaver, creature elemental 1/3 for 5 mana with flying, and a whole heap of options here. You can pay your planes to either give it vigilance until end of turn, or give it +0/+1 until end of turn, or pay an island, switch its power and toughness until end of turn, or return it to its owner's hand. It's pretty cool. And another Sphinx, Isperia the Inscrutable. Legendary creature Sphinx 3/6 for 5 mana with flying. Whenever Isperia is Inscrutable, there we go, there's a mouthful, deals combat damage to a player, choose a card name. That player reveals their hand. If a card with the chosen name is revealed this way, search your library for a creature card with flying, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Okay, so, oh, this is not, I thought this was a Sphinx, but it's an Archon, or Archon. I would say Archon of the Triumvirate. Creature Archon 4/5 for 7 mana with flying. Whenever it attacks, detain up to 2 target non-land permanents your opponent's control. It's an interesting character. Unbreakable Formation. This is another standard legal card. Instant for 3 creatures you control, gain indestructible until end of turn. Has addendum. If you cast a spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and they gain vigilance until end of turn. That is pretty cool. A Detention Sphere. Enchantment for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-land permanent not named Detention Sphere, and all other permanents with the same name as that permanent. When Detention Sphere leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Render Silent. Instant for 3. Counter target spell. Its controller can't cast spells this turn. Okay, so we've got a lot of exiling things, a lot of flyers, protection from red, yep. So we'll keep an eye on the synergies here. Ooh, look at that. Dovescape. Enchantment for 6. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, counter that spell. That player creates X 1/1 white and blue bird creature tokens with flying, where X is the spell's converted mana cost. Pretty cool artwork on that one. And a mythic, Sphinx's Revelation. It's an instant for X, a plains and 2 islands. You gain X life and draw X cards. Simple but effective. And now we got one of these split cards. We have Warrant and Warden, so this is another standard legal instant for 2. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library, and Warden is a sorcery for 5. Create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. So I'm imagining we're going to have a bunch of Sphinx and bird tokens here shortly. There we go, there's the first one. A bird token with flying, 1/1. And on the other side, as expected, a Sphinx flying vigilance 4/4. Okay, so oh, this one's different. Thopter on the other side, flying 1/1. So we get a bird, Thopter, and I guess this deck likes to make Thopters, bird, and another Thopter. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the uncommons and commons here. So we have Judge's Familiar. Another flyer that can counter spells, so we get 2 of those. Azorius Guildmage, tapping creatures and countering activated abilities. Azorius Herald, can't be blocked, you get some life gain there. Stoic Ephemera, has defender and flying, and sack it when it's blocking. Court Hussar, that looks like an older artwork. Hover Barrier with Defender and Flying. Laev Sky Knight. So we seem to have all the flyers here. Spirit of the Spires. So pumping up creatures. Azorius Justicia. Detaining creatures. Skymark Rock. Sphinx of New Prav. Windstorm Drake. So you're pumping up your other flyers, which works great in this deck. Sky Hussar. And untapping creatures has Forecast. So you get some card draw there as well. Sky Tether has Defender and Losers Flying and an Azorius Signet. So pay 1, tap, you get a Plains and an Island on this one. So we're going to get a couple of those. Summary Judgment. Dealing some damage to tapped creatures. Azorius Charm. Dramatic Rescue. What is this guy? Yeah, he's hanging on to that pole there the bird's holding. Azorius Keyrune, and this one you can make it become a 2/2 white and blue bird artifact creature with flying until end of turn. Sphinx's Insight, so some card draw there. And finally we have Depose and Deploy. And this is where the Thopters come from, or tapping creatures drawing cards. Alright, so that is it for this deck. Leave a note in the comments what you think about this one. Is this something you're planning to pick up, or are you have your eye on one of the others? Let me know. And I think it's a pretty decent deal. Retails for about 20 bucks US. I picked up all 5 for 80, so that's 16 each. So I think that's pretty decent. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.